Hello there everybody, so Butter Knight Hammer, and welcome back to Higurashi Maekashi. Now then, let's continue where we left off. Mostly because I don't know. What the? AD 1983. The fourth year of the series of mysterious deaths in Hinamizawa, also known as Oyashiro-sama's curse. 1 year after Satoshi Hojo's disappearance. Oh. Hello. We're jumping pretty far ahead, I see. I hadn't been able to get used to my new school in Okinomiya, but I had some friends there now. Since I got a part-time job in my relative's store, I had some extra pocket money too. I ended up living with my parents after all, so I didn't have to pay for living expenses. It felt great to get to freely spend the money I earned from working. I still used the room Kasai set up for me from time to time. It was a convenient hideout for when I didn't want to see my parents. In fact, I was planning to spend a day there today. My dad got upset, and that was why I didn't want to stay at home. I had been asking for it, though. My teacher should know that my dad is a Yakuza, and that he gets really scary when he's mad. On the whole, my life had been going well so far, except that it was boring. The reason I could enjoy this lifestyle is probably because I had to live in secret before. It was a great relief to be able to live without having to fake my identity. Well, that might have been a valuable experience. I think I learned from it. I was going grocery shopping, and though I'd get enough food for a week or so, and thought God damn it. My parents would appreciate my presence more after missing me for a week. I was doing this for their sake. I knew how to save my pocket money. I was in a good mood. I spun around with my arms spread out. I felt like I was inside a little whirlwind. My arm hit a motorcycle parked on the sidewalk. It obviously wasn't where it was supposed to be. Do you really want a repeat of what's going to happen last time? Yep. I give the motorcycle a kick with no hesitation. There were 3 motorcycles lined up in a row. They all felt like dominoes. It was beautiful and so much fun. Oh? This was odd. I felt like I'd gone through the exact same experience before. While blinking my eyes in an effort to recall when that was, some people grabbed me by the neck and dragged me into a dark alley. It looked like these punks were the owners of these motorcycles. They started shouting at me. This really was strange. I was having deja vu. This is literally a repeat. That's right. It was when I met Satoshi-kun for the first time. He came to save me. If I pretended to cry again now, would he come to save me again? I made a wish, and I started pretending to cry and beg for mercy. At that time, I doubted my ears. What the? It was a boy about my age. I couldn't quite see his face because of the light illuminating him from behind. Satoshi-kun? Of course, it couldn't be him. It couldn't be. When I snapped out of my daydream, I realized that it wasn't Satoshi-kun after all. He looked less gracious than Satoshi-kun, so to speak. If Satoshi-kun was pristine and untouched, then this guy would have scratches all over him. But although they were completely different, I got a similar impression from him somehow. Is this Keiichi? The boy looked a bit taken back. What was up with this guy? I felt ashamed that I mistook him for Satoshi-kun even for a second. He seemed cool at first, but he wasn't as cool as Satoshi-kun after all.
バイクが倒れたのはお気の毒と思いますよ。でもですね、どうか機嫌を直されてですね、どうしたら機嫌を直してくださるんですかね。いや、もちろん私たちはお金なんか持ってないんですがね。
おお、そうじゃの。金がのうならしゃあ。体で払ってもおっかないっちゃな。
Ew?
こんな、よう見ると結構イケてるもんな。
Fucking stranger danger.
どうじゃこの後。
Jesus! Hey, are you kidding me? I tightened my grip on the stun gun in my pocket. Then I turned it up to the maximum intensity. Don't hold a grudge against me if you die, pervs.
俺さ、一度カイコちゃんはべらせて街に登りたくてさ。
Oh my god, you depraved assholes. Just shut up, please. They indulge in their imaginations, which arouse their spirits. Hey now, why are you perverts closing in on me? Your gross hands are groping the air. Are you gonna try and violate me? I don't feel comfortable with this happy-go-lucky music playing over this. This is wrong on so many levels. The fuck, bro? Use the stun gun. Then a flash of light cut through the air. Was that the boy? Blows like thunderbolts knocked the punks down. Whoa, so he was actually strong after all? Let's fix this. The music kind of got a little loud. I can barely hear their voices. There. Yeah, that'll work. KG. Homo sapiens と動物の違いは何か。そう、衣服の着用だ。つまり人は肌以外の衣服の彩りがあって初めて、つまり肌色を求めすぎる貴様らは人以下。動物と同じだ。貴様ら全員を強制する。歯を食いしばれ。And somehow this became Gurren Lagann. I'm not skipping any of this. It's just going by. It's just going on. It's on its own right now. Okay, you're kind of auto going like really freaking fast, dude. This is all completely automatic. I'm not the one. Are you done yet? Keiichi, shut up! I have not touched the mouse. What the f- Keiichi, good lord! Fuck! I'm gonna have to go back and edit and read a lot of that shit because that was going by pretty quick. At that point, I heard a bustle of people running this way. I saw several kids running towards us. Seemed like our backup had arrived. The three punks had just been standing there agape, but they started running away when they saw that many people. Hey, kid. I think they were having trouble comprehending the mindset of this poor child. You look like a miniature Tomatake.
俺のこういう結界もますます磨きがかかったようだな。今に監督のこういう結界、メイドインヘブンに太刀打ちできるくらいに磨きをかけてやるぜ。と、そんなことはいいや。大丈夫かよ、ミオ。
The boy was apparently called Maebara. He turned around to face me. Even the way he mistook me for Mion sounded like Satoshi-kun. But Satoshi-kun isn't a pervert like him.
天下御免のミオンがどんな情け容赦のない必殺技で撃退してみせるか、ちょっと楽しみにして見てたんだぜ。
Looks like we're getting a repeat. Looks like we're getting into the events of Watanagashi.
まあ、さすがに男が3人がかりじゃきつかったってことか。そんなわけないよな。
I was still confused. I couldn't yet grasp the situation. Who was this guy? Mion has friends like him? I was still spacing out in shock. So I forgot to move until his hand touched my head.
まあ、なんだ。半べそ書いてたのは見なかったことにするからさ。まあ、元気出せよ。な。
Rub, rub. The boy called Maebara stroked my head roughly. It didn't feel good. It hurt, actually. But still, his hand had the same warmth. Later on, Mion told me about him. He was called Keiichi Maebara. Kei-chan for short. He's one grade below us. Not only that, but he just moved to Hinamizawa. Thanks to his attitude and lack of manners, he's already become an idol in their class. Mion joyously explained all this. Sure, he sounded like a fun kid. I knew why Mion was into him. But Satoshi-kun is way cooler. He wasn't worth stealing from Sis. Or was he? My heart throbbed. I was excited. It felt like I'd gotten a new toy. Oh god, Shion, what the hell? I was curious as to what kind of relationship Mion intended to build with him. I'd love to tease her about it.
ありがとう、ケイちゃん。よかったらお礼にお茶でもおごるよ。すぐ近くにおじさんの店があるし、どう?
Satoshi-kun would refuse out of modesty. But Keiichi Maebara said, okay, within 2 seconds. Well then. I couldn't wait to tease the two of them. Good lord, Shion. My boring life suddenly became bright again.
おい、腕なんかにしがみつくなよ。
あれ、こういうの嫌いですか？
いや、嫌いじゃないけど、胸が当たって、
Oh my god, now I feel really bad for you, Keiichi, dude.
胸が当たって何ですって？
Keiichi Maebara was fun. Mion thought the same way I did. She would always talk about him. I was happy for her. It made me
お
smile.
姉はケイちゃんのこと本当に気に入ってますね。ズバリ ケイちゃんの魅力を一言で示すと何です？そうだね。もしも一言でしか言っちゃいけないなら、やっぱりそうそう、この間の部活の時にさ。
Mion really liked him, but didn't seem to think it was love yet. She's reserved in that area, so that was really like her. As for me, well, I didn't hate him, but my feelings weren't the same as Mion's. Kei-chan was just too childish compared to Satoshi-kun. I wondered how Satoshi-kun was doing. Was he waiting for things to cool down somewhere far away? The case had already been solved, though. That dopehead was the murderer. There was no reason for him to wait anymore. I shook my head. I shouldn't think about it too much. Oh wait, I know. The case was confidential, so the arrest of the culprit hadn't been made public. So Satoshi-kun hadn't realized that he could come back. I know he's a little thick-headed. Maybe he'd be waiting for things to calm down until the end of time. But if so, couldn't he give a call to Satoko at least? He should tell her he's living in a faraway place, but that he'd be able to come home soon. That stupid Satoko. She'd been living with Rika Furude since Satoshi-kun went away, so nobody would pick up the phone even if he called. Stupid girl. Don't you want your big brother to come home? Given Satoshi-kun's personality, he wouldn't remember any phone numbers other than his home number, so he wouldn't be able to contact anybody in Hinamizawa. Maybe he's been calling Satoko every night. He keeps ringing, but nobody picks up. Then he'd assume Satoko might be taking a bath or be in the restroom. He'd put on a puzzled smile while mumbling, like always. I imitated his voice without realizing it.
何？どうしたの？今シオン何か言わなかった？
I laughed it off and urged Mion to continue. I realized then that her tone had changed. I hadn't been listening to her because I was thinking about Satoshi-kun. I thought she was still happily talking about Kei-chan. But Mion sounded grim now. Her faint smile looked pitiful. It was too late to ask what was going on, so instead I concentrated on her story instead.
でね、おじさんが今日は盛り上げてくれてありがとうって言って、売り物のお人形をみんなに一個ずつ配ったの。私以外の全員に。お姉以外の全員にね。そりゃあ私も欲しかったけどさ、みんなの手前、私にもちょうだいとは言い出せなかったし。相変わらずお姉は自分の欲しいものを欲しいと言えない人ですね。それで？
Mion sniffled. I realized that she was on the verge of tears.
ケイちゃんの袋にはね、一番可愛いお人形が入ってて、そのお人形が一番欲しかったってわけ？別に何のお人形だってよかったんだよ。ケイちゃんは私だけもらってないって知ってたのに、私にくれなかった。ミオンには似合わないよなって言って、次に生まれてくるときは男に生まれてこい言われたんだよ。
That was Keiichi's weak point. He might be fun and popular, but he wasn't mature. Not like Satoshi-kun.
やり直したい。ケイちゃんに出会った最初の頃からやり直して、今度はちゃんと女の子だと思ってもらえるようにやり直したい。おねえ、深刻すぎですって。お姉がやり直したいと思って、しかも向こうが何もトラブってない状態なら全然セーフじゃないですか。互いに傷つき合ってただれちゃうと、まあやり直しも面倒でしょうが。やり直せるかな。ケイちゃんの前で涙を流してないなら、そもそも何も手遅れじゃないんです。お姉がこの場で適当に涙して、明日から心を入れ替えていけば修正可能ですって。 そりゃケイちゃんのデリカシーのなさには呆れますけど、その結果は結局今日までのお姉の積み重ねてきた結果なわけですから。今日からの生活を少しずつ改めてポイントを稼ぎ直せばいいだけのことです。生活を改めるってどうやって？お姉に可愛らしくしろって言うと、明日からフリフリの格好で登校しかねませんからね。変に構えないで普段通りに行きましょう。でも細かい部分でこれまでの違いを見せていく。そこがさりげないポイント。あと人形をもらったレナという子には釘を刺しておくこと。現在のケイちゃんの中ではお姉よりもレナの方が高ポイントの可能性が高いです。確かにレナは女の子っぽいしな。可愛いし海外しいし。ライバルがいるならうかうかできませんよお姉。涙は男を引き寄せる力がありますけど、つなぎ止めておく力はありません。普段は笑っててポイントで泣く。萌えの典型パターンの一つかもです。私もケイちゃんに実践してみるかな。ダメだよ、ダメ。お姉が気に入る男の子ですからね。私が気に入らない道理はありませんから。さーて、ケイちゃんをどう引き込んでみせようかな。
シオン。
なんならお姉、どっちがケイちゃんの気を引けるか競争しましょうか。やだもう絶対やだ。シオン、ひなみ沢に来たら追い返す。
I'm happy for you, sis. It's not too late at all. It's important to know the distance between the boy you love and yourself, and shift the way you appeal to him to compensate. The boy I love is missing, you know? I don't even know where he is, or when he's coming back. Compared to that, you're very lucky. Mion was saying she'd do her best from tomorrow on with red, tearful eyes, but I sensed a deeply negative feeling emerging from inside me. Nobody was blaming Mion for being happy with Keiji. I wasn't envious. I wasn't jealous. I didn't want her to be blamed the same way I was blamed. It was just that there was no space for Sachichi-kun in Mion's mind anymore, filled as it was with Kei-chan and her other friends now. It didn't matter to her if Sachichi-kun came back or not, just like how she didn't care if it was sunny or rainy tomorrow. What about me then? Had I been thinking about Sachichi-kun all the time for the past year? I wasn't proud of my own answer. I'd become used to life without Sachichi-kun. His absence didn't hurt me anymore. I was getting used to life with Keiichi Maebara. And if I let my guard down, he might just fill up the space I'd been saving for Sachichi-kun. If Shion Sonozaki had prayed harder for Sachichi-kun to return, he might have come home already. Where did Sachichi-kun go? That's what I want to know. Last year, right after his disappearance, I'd paid close attention to the information circulating in the Sonozaki family and its underground connections, and I frequently went to the police station to check with Oishi for new information. Even with all that, I couldn't get any new leads on his whereabouts. I eventually became interested in Oyashiro-sama's curse, which surrounded Sachichi-kun's disappearance. I researched the dark history of the village. The more I looked into it, the less likely his survival seemed. I'd returned Mio-san's scrapbooks to her. And then, I hadn't gone to the library since. I started a new life in a new school. I'd made new friends. And in the same way, as falling leaves cover the ground, I felt like I was losing sight of what was really important to me. It was already almost the end of spring. They said the summer was coming early, and it'd be very hot this year. Normally it'd be the rainy season now, but we'd had no rain at all. The Watanagishi festival was right around the corner. It's been almost a year since Sachichi-kun went missing. In Hinamizawa, they don't allow you to talk openly about Oyashiro-sama's curse, or the series of mysterious deaths. So, everybody acts like the murder of Satoshi-kun's aunt never happened. That's because Satoshi Hojo-kun was a member of the family of traitors. He fell victim to Oyashiro-sama's curse on the 4th year running. He was demoned away. Everybody was trying to forget about his existence and erase their memories of him. Don't make him disappear because of the curse. Don't erase his existence. Satoshi-kun was living in Hinamizawa just a year ago. He went to school. He was an A student. He was a member of the Hinamizawa Fighters. He could never hit the ball when it really mattered. He was unreliable, but pure. He was warm. Because of the curse, people made him disappear. They stopped mentioning his name and acted like he never existed. A new resident, like Keiichi Maebara, wouldn't even know him. He seriously believed that Satoshi-kun had transferred out. I miss you, Satoshi-kun. I want to go shopping with you again. I want to be in a baseball game with you again and get a cold drink afterwards. I want to tease you and I want you to stroke my head again. Your hand was so warm. I felt as if my whole body was being caressed. Satoshi-kun. I haven't opened this notebook in a while. My feelings have been written down for over 150 pages. This notebook is the key to my heart. The other me who's been sleeping since last year is slowly waking up. Notebook, page 150. Oh, we're skipping. Okay.
ですってよ、おねえ。大岡越前じゃあるまいし、このままケイちゃんが引きちぎれるまで引っ張りっこします。引っ張りっこなんかしてないよ。シオンが引っ張らなければ済むことでしょ。シオンは沖宮に帰れ。はい、了解。そうしますね。パッと。
I let go of Keiichi suddenly, so he and Sis flew off like a rubber band. Keiichi rolled on the ground while Sis was stuck in a bush head first. What lively people.
じゃあケイちゃん、これ以上からかうとお姉に噛みつかれかねないので、今日はこれで帰りますね。
Okay.
あ、シオン、そのさ、今日はありがとな。
ああ、あんなのお安いご用です。あの程度で恩が着せられるならいくらでもってくらいに。
じゃあまたな、シオン。
His hand landed on my head. Rub, rub, rub. He stroked my head pretty roughly, but the warmth reminded me.
じゃあすみませんね。今日は失礼します。またね、お姉。二度と来るなー。レナは紹介。サトコはトラップ。リカちゃんは塩巻いて。
The warmth remained on the top of my head. It felt ticklish and sore. I had to stop. I got off my moped and pushed that aching spot against a telephone pole. I'm sorry, Satoshi-kun. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. I never forgot about you. I still remember you. I'm worthless without you. I can't stand life without you because it's gray and cold and boring. It's true, it's true. I can never smile because you aren't here. I can't. See you, Shion. Keiichi's face appeared in my mind. I recalled the touch of his hand stroking my head. It wasn't warm. I wasn't happy. It was rough and painful. I hate that insensitive guy. He's too childish, rude, and cold. He's like a stray dog. I wasn't happy. It wasn't warm. I wasn't happy or overjoyed at all. Satoshi-kun mumbled. He didn't know what to say in a situation like this, but he knew that he had better say something. He wanted to say something, but he didn't know what to say, so he just mumbled. I'm sorry, Shion. Why are you apologizing, Satoshi-kun? I'm the one who should apologize. Even though I said I'd wait for you, even though I believed my heart wouldn't change, my heart is full of holes. You're leaking out from the small cracks in my heart little by little. You're leaking out from me. Are you suffering because I'm here? Why? So precious to me. So don't say that. I've been here with you all this time, but I think I'm hurting you by continuing to exist. I don't want that. It's not true. No. Where have you been, Satoshi-kun? You weren't with me. Tell me where you are. What's the address? What's the postal code? What's the name of the city? What's the street number? Tell me! There isn't an address. I knew it. Telling me you've always been with me. Always by my side. That's such a cliché. Which do you prefer, Shion? If I can give you strength, I'll stay by your side forever. But if you're suffering because of me, I'll disappear right away.
そんなこと言わないでよ。一緒がいい。一緒がいいよ。サトシ君といつまでも一緒がいい。
Okay. I'll stay with you then. A car passed by. The noise snapped me out of my reverie. The sky was turning orange. I should get home before it gets cold. I should go home to Okinomiya. You're with me, right? Are you with me right now, Satoshi-kun? I walked back to my moped. My feet sank into the grass. Crunch, crunch, crunch. I stopped when I reached my bike. But then I heard an extra footstep. And there's the chills up my spine again. I gasped. I could feel somebody else's presence. I'm not stupid. Nobody else was around here. Nobody had suddenly appeared behind me. So I wasn't surprised to find nobody when I turned around. But he was definitely still there.
サトシ君。
I couldn't see him, but he was there. He was there for me. Satoshi-kun never lies. He said he'd be with me all the time. I'd just been too insensitive to feel his existence until now.
サトシ君。サトシ君。
A breeze tickled my hair. It felt cold, but to me it was nothing but the warmth of his hand. It took me a while to notice that my cheeks were wet with tears. What the hell? What is this theme? I was too scared to sleep. If I went to sleep, I might not find Satoshi-kun there in the morning. So I kept talking to him until I passed out. I told him about what happened while he was missing. I told him that I realized how much I loved him after he went away. I'd searched for him looking into various different things. I'd gathered underground information about through Kasai and bargained for police information with Oishi. But I couldn't find any leads. A long time passed, but I kept thinking about him. Etc., etc. I told him all the small details from my daily life. The places I wanted to go with him, the things I wanted to do with him, the food I wanted to share with him, and I told him a lot of things. I was sitting up at first, but I got tired, so I lay down. I got tired of moving my mouth too, so I started talking to him in my mind. It was the happiest night I'd ever had. When I woke up, I didn't find Satoshi-kun by my side. I knew it somehow. I was afraid of it. That was why I didn't want to go to sleep. but at least I got to see him for one night. Just when I'd resigned myself to that, I felt Sachichi-kun's presence again. It wasn't a dream after all. I thanked God. And so I began my strange life with Sachichi-kun. As promised, Sachichi-kun was always by my side. He couldn't laugh, mumble, or stroke my head, but he was always with me, always right by my side. He disappeared sometimes, but he'd come back when I looked for him. It seemed that all I could hear was his footsteps. That's just the way it was. It was a bit sad, but I was still satisfied. His presence was really faint, so it was hard to sense him in a crowd, but he never left me. If he were tangible, I'd be taking his hand all the time so that he wouldn't be lost. In contrast, I could feel him very strongly in a quiet environment. Of course, I couldn't tell what his expressions were because he was just a presence. But after I got used to it, I could tell what he was thinking. At first, I could only tell if he was laughing. Or not. Eventually, I started to feel his emotions more strongly. I could communicate with him normally. I was usually alone with him, though. I didn't want to go to school or hang out with my friends anymore. But Sachichi-kun got upset about that. He'd keep mumbling unhappily. Now that I knew he'd always be with me, I shouldn't just stay home all the time. I was sticking to my time alone with him, however, because I was scared that he might suddenly disappear again, and I wanted to make the most of the time I was sharing with him right now. I must have been worrying too excessively. Sachichi-kun was always by my side, will always be by my side. Yeah, that was his promise. He never breaks his promises. I was fine because he was there. Of course, I couldn't tell anybody about him, not even Sis. I could try to explain it to them, but they'd never understand. But I was certain that he was with me. So, I'd be alright. I never get fed up with life with him. He's really cute, you know. We always walk together, but when I stop, he always walks one extra step. That's so adorable, I love it. Shion? Are you okay? Something is not right here.
シオンさんはどうなさいますか？今夜の綿流しのお祭りは。
行って適当に遊ぶつもりです。お姉とその愉快な仲間たちでもからかうかな。
I wanted to go to the festival with Sachichi-kun. I knew he'd like to see me having fun with everybody. He might get jealous if I play with Kei-chan, but Sachichi-kun isn't very sensitive in that way. Sachichi-kun loved to see me and my friends have fun, so I should have a lot of fun for his sake. Then I'd talk about the day with him later.
何でひなみ沢に行きますか？車で行くならお送りしますよ。
スクーターで行くからいいや。
それはいけません。帰りに本家に寄られて親類の宴会に加わられるんでしょ？居眠り運転などさせられません。
What? He won't let me drive, but he's kind enough to let me drink. Oh.
じゃ、お世話になりますかね。
わかりました。では夕方に出発しましょう。そのくらいの頃にお迎えに参ります。
Isn't she like 15 or 16? Is she allowed to drink? Better, fuck, I don't know. After Kasai left, I sensed that Satoshi-kun was excited about going to the festival.
綿流しか。サトシ君がいなくなっちゃってから、もうすぐ1年になるんだね。
Satoshi-kun seemed confused.
でしょ
We laughed together. The events of Watts Nagashi are going really fast now.
よし、やるぞ。
金魚はみんな生きがいいね。実に美味しそう。この小さいのなんか、そのままボリボリと生でいけちゃうよね。
Please don't. Huh?
さんは何を言ってるんでございますの？みーちゃん、食べてたの？去年レナからもらったのも食べちゃったの？
違う。私そんなこと言ってない。
Sis shook her head hard. She turned all red.
いやでも今実に美味しそうだって。
確かに言いました。お姉って雑食ですから、口に入れば何でも食べちゃうんです。
美味しいなら今度僕も試してみるのです。
ね。
ダメだよリカちゃん、お腹壊しちゃうよ。
ちょっと待て。おいこら、お前いつの間にいるんだよ、シオン。
え。
ケイちゃんにお姉にみんなこんばんは。あんたどこから湧いてきたのジオ。焼きそば屋さんの時からずっとです。お姉たちは騒がしいからすぐに見つけられました。もうあんたは関係ないでしょ。早くどっかへ消えなさいよ。もうお姉もあまり私を邪険にしないでくださいね。ケイちゃん、私が一緒でもいいですよね。
I took Kei-chan's arm and held it between my breasts. Puff, puff. We were going to have a ball. I went around the booths with Sis and her friends. I joked around and laughed out loud. I teased Kei-chan and Sis too. Kei-chan was at the center of the group, so if I did something to him, it would naturally involve everybody else. It looked like Satoshi-kun was having a hard time finding his own spot in the crowd. When I glanced at him in a quiet moment, he smiled and told me to have fun without worrying about him. If he were tangible, I'd pull his arm to join the crowd. It made me sad that I couldn't do that. I bumped into somebody's shoulder. It was obviously my fault, so I apologized right away. As it turned out, it was somebody I knew. Hey! Hey, Mio. Hey, Tomotaki. Yes, like a beautiful moon that's going to shine upon a murder. Wait, what? Oh, nothing.
あれ、すごいお久しぶりですね、高野さん。それから。
そうだね。挨拶をするのはこれが初めてだね。僕は富武。ミオンちゃんの双子の妹さんだって話は聞いてるよ。
よろしくです、富武さん。凄腕のカメラマンとのお噂だとか。ぜひ今度私も映してくださいね。
デビューを夢見て投稿を繰り返す素人だけどね。
そんなことないわよ。二郎さんは上手よ。いろいろとね。
Yeah, that's flirtatious.
いやいや、まだまだ勉強が足りないよ。才能に恵まれない分を努力で補わないとね。
They must have been in a relationship. Duh?
高野さんと富武さん、仲がよろしいようで。私はお邪魔ですかね。
あらあら、ご検察痛み入るけど、お気遣いは結構よ。それに高野なんて、なんだか他人行儀みたいな呼び方ね。昔みたいに、ミヨって呼んでくれていいのに。
やっぱり目上の人にファーストネーム呼びつけはちょっと気になるものでして。まあ気にしないでください。
I smiled bashfully, and Takano-san smiled back elegantly.
あれから図書館には来ないのね。研究の同志として、もっともっといろいろお話ししたかったのに。
まあ気が向いたらそのうちってことで。
研究の同志って、まさかシオンちゃんも興味があるのかい？この村の昔話とか。
Tomotaki-san raised his eyebrows. As far as I knew, Takano-san's hobby wasn't exactly normal. On the surface, her research dealt with the cultural history of ancient Hinamizawa, but its main focus was the Watanagashi festival from ancient times. A cannibal banquet in which they'd capture and gutted a living sacrifice. Her research covered various stories surrounding that, and other legends of cruelty. It was nothing if not gory. And that was where her main interest lay. So, I didn't feel comfortable being called a fellow researcher, to be honest. But objectively speaking, her research notes were fun to read. It was then that I heard the loud booms of the taiko drums. The main event of the Watanagashi festival, the dedication dance, was about to start. According to Takano-san's hypothesis, the part of the dance where the shrine maiden tears open a futon mat represents gutting a living victim.
そろそろ私も行くかな。高野さんたちも見に行くんですよね。リカちゃまの儀式。
Tomitaki-san looked bewildered. Did that mean he wasn't coming? Takano-san giggled and whispered in my ear.
実はね、これから最具殿の中に入ってみようと思うの。
Oh, we're going back here. She made it sound like she was going to do something fun, but it wouldn't be amusing to anyone who knew what the ritual storehouse was. The ritual storehouse, or the storehouse for ritual implements, is a sort of a treasure house belonging to the Furude Shrine. I'd heard that Oyashiro-sama's sacred treasures were stored in there. Only people from the Furude family and selected members of the other three families are allowed to enter. They believe that if other people enter, the place will be desecrated. Everybody in Hinamizawa must have been curious about what was in there when they were kids. But the storehouse was always tightly locked. You couldn't just peek into it either. Kids would get chided if they played around. Kids would get chided if they played around it, so they'd learn to stay away. I didn't like being around it myself since I was familiar with all that. Even though I didn't believe in curses, I still didn't want to be near it. Nothing good can come from breaking the rules. Are they still going to enter the ritual storehouse despite all that?
でも、確かものすごい厳重な鍵がかかってたと思いましたよ。
去年まではね。前の缶抜きじゃ重すぎて大変だとリカちゃんが言ったらしいの。それで今年からものすごく安っぽい南京錠に変わったの。知ってた？
いえ、知りません。でも、安っぽいと言ったって錠前がかかってますよ。
次郎さんね、とても器用なの。
開けられるんですか？
綿流しの儀式が始まれば全員が儀式に集まるでしょ。西宮殿の周りには人影は全くなくなる。今夜が一番の資格なの。
This is what sets in motion the events of Watanagashi.
東大元暮らしとでも言うのかしらね。
Which makes me wonder if Watanagashi and Tatarigoroshi take place at the same time. Then I wonder, because during the Watanagashi, this is when Keiji goes out to kill the uncle. So, not to mention they said that that Keiji was at the Watanagashi festival and that in fact the uncle was not killed. So that makes me wonder. According to her hypothesis, the ancient tools used for human dissection and torture would be found in the ritual storehouse. But still, I'm pretty sure we won't be able to find anything out until we go into the Tatarigoroshi section. Which, I don't know what the name of that one is. I believe this one is supposed to answer some, if not all, questions concerning Watanagashi. So I'm going to assume the next one must answer questions concerning Tatarigoroshi.
よかったら後でこっそりいらっしゃいな。二度とないチャンスよ。じゃあよかったら後でね。
高野さん、何の内緒話だい？
女同士の内緒話よ。
Bullshit.
行きましょう。暗くて人気のないところへあいびきに。
Takano-san walked against the flow of the crowd alongside Toмотaki-san. The ritual storehouse, huh? It was supposedly filled with torture tools. Considering what they had in the underground torture room at the Sonozaki house, that's quite possible. Satoshi-kun fell victim to the curse in the 4th year. His aunt's death was the sign of Oyashiro-sama's curse. Satoshi-kun was the sacrifice to pacify Oyashiro-sama's anger. That was what Takano-san said last year. It was just her hypothesis. At present, I wanted to deny her hypothesis because I wanted to believe that Satoshi-kun was still alive. If her hypothesis was correct, either some religious fanatic or somebody from the 3 families must be intimidating the curse in order to revive the ancient custom of Onigafuchi. That would mean that it was them who killed Satoshi-kun. So what if? What if the ritual storehouse was filled with garbage instead of torture implements? Maybe it was filled with broken palanquins? I don't know. Or freshly painted signboards for the festival. What then? It wasn't really hard for me to believe that it was filled with the chemical smell of paint. Maybe I'll get to deny the hypothesis that Satoshi-kun was sacrificed by seeing the inside of the ritual storehouse for myself. Whatever was in there, it didn't mean that Satoshi-kun would come back. Okay, so now we're getting a reason why Shion wanted to go into the ritual storehouse herself.
サトシ君、どうしよう。
Since most people went to see Rikachama's ritual dance, the festival grounds were deadly quiet. Even so, I couldn't sense Satoshi-kun. Did he go somewhere, or was he not paying enough attention? Or maybe he wasn't feeling any emotions in particular. After thinking for a while, I decided to go in with him. It had been almost a year since Satoshi-kun's disappearance. I'd been avoiding the truth because I was afraid he might be dead. But now I had a chance. I had a chance to see the inside of the ritual storehouse. I felt as though something divine had arranged that coincidence. On my way to the storehouse, I noticed Keiichi. He was jumping up and down, trying to see Rikachama's dedication dance over people's shoulders. If I took him along, we could split the guilt. Oyashiro-sama might put a curse on me for entering his divine storehouse. I wanted a partner in crime. Since the boy I loved disappeared last year because of the curse, maybe Mion's love should disappear this year. Shion, what the fuck?
何考えてんだ私。
My question exactly. That must have been the demon inside me. I shook the thought out of my head.
どうしたんだよ、シオン。それより、奉納演舞がよく見えるとこってまだ遠いのか？
Yeah, you still took him with you.
え？奉納演舞がよく見えるなんて誰が言いました？
We made it to the ritual storehouse. Keiichi was baffled by the whole situation. Our timing had been perfect. I could see Toмотaki-san picking the lock. Even though Keiichi must have been curious, he insisted that we shouldn't go in. But I talked him into it anyway. He was quick to change his mind when Toмотaki-san joined in. It was completely dark inside, so Takano-san lit a battery-powered lantern. A small entry space appeared before us.
真っ暗だね。みんな転ばないように気をつけるんだよ。
ご心配ありがとう。じゃあ門番をよろしくね。ここ閉めるわよ。
Takano-san closed the door with a smile as if leaving Toмотaki-san out on
やれや
purpose.
れ。じゃあみんなゆっくり楽しんでおいで。
As soon as the heavy door was closed, we were surrounded by a quiet darkness. All we could rely on was Takano-san's lantern.
大丈夫よ。予備電池も入ってるアウトドア仕様なんだから。消えたりなんかしないわよ。
Takano-san teased Keiichi a little. Keiichi in turn looked a little pale. He seemed to be able to recognize the sanctity of the building even though he wasn't from Hinamizawa.
さあ入りましょう。よいしょ。
After Takano-san opened the heavy inner door, a dusty, foul smell flowed out. It was like the smell of a pantry that hadn't been opened in years, and the smell of the fish market mixed together. I didn't know exactly how to describe it, but it was a bad smell. From listening to the echo of our footsteps, I could tell that this room was much bigger than the one we were just in. When Takano-san raised her lantern, I could clearly see just how big it was. At the far side of the wall, there was a statue of some kind of god staring down at us intruders. The way it was lit by the lantern gave it a powerful appearance, and it scared me. Oh! I looked up at the statue, which was holding its religious ornaments. If Sachikun's disappearance really was a curse, I couldn't forgive this god. I found myself irritated by the way the statue looked down at me. Damn you, Yashiro-sama. If you really made Sachikun disappear, I'll never forgive you. Never. Keiji didn't seem to understand the significance of the storehouse. He looked bored. Takano-san noticed that and took out her scrapbooks to show him the brutal history of ancient Hinamizawa. I'd heard that story already, so I decided to walk around by myself. Since I knew the significance of all these tools, I felt a little nauseated. Though they certainly wouldn't jump out to me, I still found them intimidating. They looked as if they were craving for fresh blood after not having been used in hundreds of years. All the tools looked similar to the ones I saw in the underground torture room of the Sonozaki main house. If those tools were the progenies of torture implements, these would be their ancestors. All the implements here looked old. I doubt they could really be used. They weren't kept maintained like the ones at the Sonozaki house. So, did that mean they shouldn't scare me? No, on the contrary. They told me that cruel rituals were indeed performed in this village at one point. Now that, I found scary. What Takano-san told me was the truth. When I stopped, Sachikun also stopped behind me, one step later. I felt no emotional change in Sachikun. I couldn't tell if he was feeling something or not. I knew he was there, but I had no idea how he was feeling. I felt scared of him for the first time. If he could answer me, I'd want to ask him, who demoned you away? I couldn't tell if he heard me or not. He left, as if he didn't hear anything. I could tell that he had been sulky ever since we got here. I suddenly felt lonely, so I looked for him while walking around. I realized then that there was an altar in front of the statue. He might be there. It was a clean altar, an altar ornamented with religious artifacts. It was kept well maintained. I saw no dust. That would mean, well, the flowers in the vase weren't wilting. I saw a pretty handkerchief under the vase. It looked out of place amongst everything else. I was fairly certain it was Rika Furude's handkerchief. That would mean that this storehouse is maintained daily. It wasn't a forgotten ruin buried in dust. So the brutality that dwelled in this ritual storehouse is still alive and well in Hinamizawa. That's right. Something as ambiguous as Oyashiro-sama's curse is nothing more than a simple delusion of the villagers. As Takano-san said, everything that happens in this world is done by humans. I don't know, can you say that in red? I'd accused Oyashiro-sama of demoning away at Sachikun. But Oyashiro-sama is just a statue made of bronze or wood. It's nothing but an icon. There are, however, human beings who would try to make that icon seem real. The series of mysterious deaths in Hinamizawa is the result of human action. It shouldn't be called Oyashiro-sama's curse. If Sachikun was the fourth year's victim, then he was victimized by a human being who was just acting the part of a curse. The person who demoned away Sachikun must not be very far from me. The truth behind Sachikun's disappearance was not so far from my grasp. Thump. I was startled by the sound. It sounded like somebody had dropped something. I looked over at Takano-san and Keiji. Takano-san was still lecturing him. Did she drop her scrapbook or something? Thump, thump, thump. The sound came from right behind me, not from them. I'd never heard Sachikun do that. It sounded like somebody was stomping on the floor in frustration. But what is it? Thump, thump, thump. The sound continued, ignoring my question. Though I heard it right nearby, it sounded as though a child was hopping on a wooden floor somewhere distant. I couldn't read his expressions. I thought he was mad, but I didn't sense any emotion from him at all. Was he mad that I touched the altar? Maybe you weren't supposed to do that. Thump, thump, thump. It's not that I had been able to communicate with Sachikun in a concrete way. I just talked to him. I was never expecting him to react like that. I didn't sense a willingness to communicate from this creepy sound. Then a chill ran up my spine. I felt as if all my pores were opening. I've been thinking that it was Satoshi-kun stomping on the floor. Hey, you. You're Satoshi-kun, aren't you? The sound stopped when I asked that. It wasn't a yes or a no. Just silence. Satoshi-kun wouldn't scare me like that. I realized suddenly that the sound hadn't come from Satoshi-kun. A cold shiver shot through my feet, and I sprung a step backward. The sound had come from right there. Even though I jumped back, it was still a few meters away. Satoshi-kun would sometimes let me hear his footsteps when I walked. But if that wasn't Satoshi-kun, then there was no guarantee I'd hear its footsteps. So, that invisible being could already be right in front of my eyes, and I just wouldn't see it? I forgot everything and ran, straining my ears as much as possible for any sound, listening for any footsteps pursuing me. I ran right into Keiichi and clung to him, timidly turning back to look. The dimly lit area before the altar was quiet, like nothing was happening. But seeing that chilling dark stillness, realizing I was just in that space, made me even more frightened now.
どうしたよ、シオン。ひょっとして怖くなった？
Keiichi made fun of me. Even though he looked horrified just a little while ago, he now looked satisfied to see me scared too.
お化け屋敷で女の子がしがみついてくるのはデフォじゃないですか。まんざらでもないくせに。ほらほら、行きましょう。高野さんに置いてかれます。
I pretended to be fine, but I wasn't sure if I was able to hide my fear entirely. The footsteps were chasing me. They were outside the illumination of the lantern as if they couldn't go into the light. The presence never left us, however. It followed us like a fourth member of the party. Sometimes it made a stomping sound as if wanting some recognition, but neither Takano-san nor Keiichi seemed to notice it. It was possible for Takano-san to be ignoring it, but Keiichi would never ignore it. If he could hear it, he would have said something. So, just like with Satoshi-kun, only I could hear it. What was this thing that was making me so scared? Was it Satoshi-kun in a bad mood? Or was it possible that the presence I believed to be Satoshi-kun might not have been him at all? Thump! Thump. What are you upset about, Satoshi-kun? Tell me if I did something wrong. I'll apologize. Thump. 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 If you aren't Satoshi-kun, then where did he go? When did you take his place? Thump. Thump. Thump.
シオン、大丈夫か？
はい、全然平気ですよ。それよりケイちゃんこそ顔面蒼白でかなりヤバげかと。
なら、あまり俺の服を引っ張りすぎないでくれると嬉しいんだけどな。
あ、こりゃ失礼です。
あらあら、私はお邪魔かしら。
I decided to engage in the conversation to help myself ignore the sound from behind. I didn't hear the sound as much, and it became a bit more distant. Yeah, I shouldn't pay attention to it. It wouldn't bother me if I didn't hear it. I should just ignore the noise.
で、高野さんはその風習が実は現代にも残っているんじゃないかと思って研究をしてるんです。そうでしたよね。
Thump, thump.
これ、本当に内緒なんだからね。シオンちゃんは理解のある人だから話したけど、他の村人には聞かれたくないの。下手をしたら罰当たり者ってことで袋叩きにされかねないんだから。
She smiled at me like a witch. Thump, thump.
前原くんも内緒にしてね。知られたら私、お社様のたたりに会うか、生贄にされちゃうかするかもしれない。たたりなら、今年はどんな死に方をさせられちゃうのかしら。
That's quite the burning question, I must admit.
生贄なら、鬼ヶ淵の沼に生きたまま沈められちゃうのかしら。そういえば今夜よね。お社様のたたりがある夜は。
It certainly is. If the curse strikes for a fifth time, it'll happen tonight. Thump, thump, thump. Takano-san pulled out an old scrapbook from her paper bag and started turning the pages. She opened to the page with that one article. It was the article about the brutal murder of a Watanagashi victim. It happened in the Meiji
これ
era.
は実際にあったお話よ。明治の終わり頃にね。鬼ヶ淵村で身元不明の惨殺死体が発見されたんですって。
Okay. I just had a mild heart attack. My air conditioner just suddenly turned on, and you know, like how there's those air conditioners that make that loud clunking noise? Jesus Christ, that scared the shit out of me.
悪も無残かつ残虐非道を。
Plot twist, Oyashiro-sama's in my room right now. Thump, thump, thump. Hey, you guys seriously don't hear that? It's freaking loud. How can you not hear it? Hell, it's freaking noisy. Cut it out already. In the next moment, we all heard a squeaking noise. We turned around in surprise. It was just Tomitaki-san opening the door.
驚かせちゃったかな。
あら、次郎さんも見たくて我慢できなくなったかしら。ここ、素敵な拷問道具の宝庫よ。
僕は遠慮させてもらうよ。生来ね、こういうのは苦手なんだ。
Takano-san laughed as if making fun of Tomitaki-san for being such a scaredy cat.
それより、演舞とセレモニーが終わって、みんな沢の方に降りていったよ。あと何分もしないうちにお祭りは終わっちゃう。
Time was up. I never expected that Tomitaki-san would save me from this nightmare. His face suddenly looked heroic.
ケイチ君も出るかい？
もう十分に見ましたので。シオン、もういいだろ。出ようぜ。綺麗な空気が吸いたいよ。
同感です。出ましょう。
I went into the entry room and turned around. Takano-san was taking photos in a mad rush, though our time was up. I didn't hear that sound anymore. I didn't feel that presence. I didn't feel Satoshi-kun either. But somehow I wasn't too sad about that. Even if he followed me out here, I wouldn't be able to tell if it was really him or somebody else. Damn. What a way to freaking end that one. Okay. Give me the tips. Need some tips here. Show me what you got. Notebook page 172, 173, and 179. It's quite a jump. Achievement unlocked. Defilers. Ooh. Interesting. Alright, page 172. Oh. The underground torture room is officially called the Underground Ritual Storehouse. So do torture room and ritual storehouse mean the same thing? According to Takano-san's theory, bloody rituals, including Watanagashi, have been passed down among the three families, even after the Meiji era. The rituals are always ready to be performed. Their form of worship always revolved around torture. So Hinamizawa's history involved a great deal of human slaughter. Takano-san's theory is correct. The underground storehouse at the Sonozaki house looked well maintained. Takano-san is right about that too. Since the Sonozaki family and the Furude family both have ritual storehouses, the Kimiyoshi family must have one too. After all, these ancient and brutal customs are still handed down through the generations. I should remain armed with the knowledge that the occult events are still secretly being performed in this cursed village. Alright, page 173. The sanctity of the ritual storehouse is one of the most prominent elements in the worship of Oyashiro-sama. Of course, I knew that, since I'm originally from Hinamizawa. But violating that sanctity is actually a more serious problem than I thought. Takano-san's research shows that the history of the ritual storehouse goes way back. The ritual implements within have long been viewed as inviolable objects, which is why it was strictly forbidden to enter. Takano-san's theory says that Watanagashi was once a public execution, performed to stabilize the reign of the three families, rather than a purely religious ritual. If so, the ritual should hardly be called sacred. Under those circumstances, the implements should have been despised as symbols of hatred and fear. When instruments of fear are too visible, it only creates a reign of terror. But keep them as hidden as possible and they gain divinity. Many said that they would become tainted if the layman touched them. The only reason for that was to preserve their false prestige through secrecy, since they would lose their sanctity if revealed before the common folk. In other words, the true identity of the ritual storehouse's sacredness was fear. That was the true emotion ruling over this village. Okay, now we're going to jump up a few pages. About 6 pages. Okay. The reason why Takano-san and Tomotaki-san were cursed is because they broke into the ritual storehouse. I don't know how the villagers found out about it. Oh! Oh! Maybe somebody was watching. Maybe there was an anti-theft alarm. Either way, our intrusion must have been reported at the highest level of the curse system. That's because, considering the distance between the village and the site where Takano-san's body was found, she must have been killed right after we came out of the ritual storehouse. That soon? It was done very quickly. It's possible that a special assassination team exists for this purpose, or that the plan had been set up a long time ago. They might have been secret agents of the Sonozaki family, but the latter sounds more valid. But if so, who would have been the victim if nobody broke into the ritual storehouse? Damn! That's... Well, I know how much time we're going to be jumping up ahead in the next recording. Damn. Well. So we got to Watanagashi. We got Watanagashi. Or fuck. I'm going to keep pronouncing it differently every time I freaking see that word or say it. So. We got ourselves... We got up to the Watanagashi arc. Or wait. Yeah, it was the Watanagashi arc that showed Keiji, Shion, Takano, and Mio going into... fuck. Tomotaki and Takano going into the ritual storehouse. I wonder how far we're going to go into this, though. Which makes me wonder, if we're going this far into just this one, I wonder what the 3 other arcs are going to be. Because I know there's 3 more arcs after this. Well, I know in the next recording we're going to be into the point where we're going to... I don't know if we're going to see what happened to Takano, but obviously we're going to be at that point where they're already dead. So, Oh well. Anyway, that's pretty much all I've got right now, so... My heart's still kind of racing, though, from when the air conditioner... I got scared by a freaking air conditioner. There's your laugh. God... Oh well, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video if I'm not found dead with my throat clawed out. So see you guys!